Hey guys, Jafer here. HyperX just came out with a new, more affordable approach to their keyboard lineup, and that is the Alloy Core RGB. I am not a keyboard aficionado as much as I claim to be amongst my friends and peers, but this is my first like gaming membrane keyboard, and I wanted to get it for work. Since I'm going to be working at a cubicle near others, I wanted to be a little respectful and not clank all over the place with my mechanical. I decided to go with this and I wanted to share my thoughts with you guys on it. Again, it's not really a review, but it is, right? Okay. Anyway, going over this is HyperX's $49.99 entry in the keyboard market. They've already been hugely popular. They're signing nonstop with esports brands. They actually just signed with Rainbow Six Siege today, which is awesome. So more sponsorships on that pro league is only going to help that scene. But anyway, that's my fanboyism coming out with this Alloy Core RGB. With it being $49.99, it doesn't have all the features that you're gonna find in other HyperX keyboards. It's not gonna have any metal framing. This is a very thick plastic frame. The camera focuses there. Um, and it's not going to have a cable that's going to able to come off. It's going to be definitely embedded, and it's kind of a thick cord. I've had this unboxed now for 4 days, and it's still kinked from the packaging, so it's definitely a thick braided cable. So durability wise, that's awesome, but as far as functionality and flexibility around the desk, that does offer limitations. Now mind you, it's nowhere near as thick as the Razer Black Widow or the Corsair series because it does not have a USB out. You cannot plug in your phone or your mouse to anything like this. So that's definitely going to help make the wire a little thinner since it's not needing to power another USB port. Next, we do have some lighting. I'll go over that in just a minute. But you do have your brightness button. You do have your, was it 5 or 6? You have 6 different effects that are preset. And what I mean by preset, I mean preset. I installed the HyperX software for this, and it by no means functions with this keyboard. The software even asked you to plug in a HyperX peripheral because it doesn't even recognize this. That's how they made this so affordable that everything's already built in. There's no software needed to download, which is even better for someone like me who wants to take this to their work and plug it into their office computer where they might be monitored or not allowed to download software. So that's awesome. We have a gaming button right here. So it's going to disable the Windows key to prevent you from accidentally windowing out of your game during a heated battle. You have all of your function keys. Then we also have our media keys. So you have your mute, your plus and minus on your volume, and they definitely do function as they should. And then we also have your media keys right down here as well. So I tested them all out. I particularly use an amp myself when it comes to music listening. So I don't use them, but I did test them and they work just as they should. So getting to the important thing, that is going to be the RGB effects, right? So going over it, you have your standard, what is it, spectrum, I guess you could say. And then you have what's called like, oh no, the other one was 5 zones. I'm sorry. We got to use proper marketing terminology here. 5 zones, and then you have like this Aurora, which is awesome because it's like deep hue colors, and this is maybe my favorite. It does kind of roll into like an Easter egg style. Let me see if I can limit some of the lighting here so you guys can see. I'm sorry. Going on to the next one, you do have your breathing, and that's going to cycle through all of the colors that they have preset. And that is your RGB. And then you have your solid. So the solid, I believe, just stays red because that is HyperX's color. So yeah, they're all called color cycle, spectrum wave, breathing, your solid, your 5 zones, and your aurora. So nothing particularly too spectacular about the RGB. Because it's a membrane keyboard, it's gonna have that white plastic underneath the keys, and that color is really gonna kind of pop. My webcam doesn't really show it, but for a membrane keyboard at $50, it's bright, and I do like that a lot. So That's really cool. Your brightness is really going to be right here. So you have it off, on, brighter, off. So 3 presets right there. Let's go ahead and do a sound test for you so you understand the difference between a membrane and a mechanical. This is the Alloy RGB. And this is my Fanatic Mini Streak with Cherry MX Browns. Alright guys, so hopefully you're able to understand the differences from the audio of both keyboards on a mechanical and membrane. You know, the one disadvantage with most mechanical keyboards is that they're not as durable as a membrane. Because the membrane is going to have a giant slab of plastic underneath here, and it's going to pinpoint the keystrokes, whereas with mechanical, each individual key has its own mechanism. And comes durability, also comes spill resistance, and that's one thing that HyperX claims to fame with this keyboard. And you're probably been wondering why I have a glass of water here. Well, apparently, this keyboard is resistant up to 120 milliliters or 4 cups. So I'm going to be dumb enough and test this theory out to you guys so you know if this is the perfect keyboard for you. If you're someone that spills stuff, or you're afraid Janet, 2 desks over at work is going to end up spilling something on your keyboard too. So, uh, yeah, Pepe hands. All right, I think that's enough. But as the water's spilling onto my lap here, um, so it's still working and functioning as it should. Uh, my stress level is skyrocketing with an electronic getting wet. But yeah, I wanted to throw the water on here and see if anything was going to happen to the keys. And everything seems to be functioning as it should. RGB is still working. So awesome. But of course, anything like this, time will tell. So if you guys have any questions, make sure you leave a comment down below. If you like the video or any other videos that I do, please subscribe. It's very much appreciated. And if there is anything out there that's come out that you want me to take a look at, by all means, please let me know, and I will do my best to get an overview, unboxing, or review out to you. But I definitely recommend this keyboard if you're someone that can tolerate membrane keystrokes, because it's definitely a different world coming from mechanical. But this should be perfect for me for work. Outside of that, you guys have a good one. Thank you.